The man who ran the largest empire on earth spent his nights in an army tent writing notes to himself. A plague was killing his people by the millions. The war had gone on for over a decade, and every night he wrote the same reminders again, like a man trying not to drown. He never meant anyone to read them. We did, and what he wrote is the most exact instruction ever made for carrying a weight that should have absolutely broken him. He never wanted the job. He'd rather have studied than ruled, but Rome handed him the whole thing, and then it all went wrong at once. A plague swept the empire and didn't stop for years. The border broke, and he spent the rest of his life at war, running an empire from a tent. There was no version of his day where the work was done. Too much, never finished. Every morning again. Similar problems many of us have today, but at a scale almost no one has matched. And he felt it the way you feel it. Most men in his place did one of two things. They drove themselves into the ground trying to do all of it, or they froze and let it rot, because the size of it was unbearable to look at. Marcus saw why. It wasn't the work, it was his own mind. Every time he looked at everything at once, every battle, every way it could fall apart, he was taking a weight that belonged to a whole future and laying it on a single hour. No hour can hold that. So he cut it down to one thing in front of him. He decided to just look at the next task. He forgot about the year and just looked at this hour. And he asked, what does this moment actually require of me? And is that really unbearable? It almost never was. The whole was unbearable. The piece never was. And here's the part people miss. He didn't think it once and master it. He wrote it to himself over and over for years in that tent because the mind doesn't keep it. The most disciplined man alive needed a daily reminder not to drown. That's the method. I was 28, building something alone that was bigger than anything I had done. Every time I sat down, I didn't see the next step. I saw the whole thing. Everything I hadn't done. Every way it could fail. All of it on me at once. So I would just sit there. Whole evenings gone, nothing made. Then lying in bed, hating myself for it, already dreading doing it again tomorrow. One night I was so tired of the dread that I made the question smaller. Not finish the thing, just what's the one next action, and can I do only that tonight? Yeah, I could. It was almost embarrassing how calm it was. The weight hadn't gone anywhere. I had just stopped picking all of it up at once. But here's what nobody tells you. The next morning it was back on my chest and I had to shrink the question again. Every single day. I used to think that meant it wasn't working. It was the work. You're not overwhelmed because the work is too big. You're overwhelmed because you keep picking the whole thing up at once. Put it down. Pick up only the next thing, and only this hour. You'll have to do it again tomorrow. Remember that you're not failing. That's the method. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe so more people can see this.